Hello and welcome to CHD 119 Introduction to Reading Methods. My name is Maggie Charlton and I'm going to be your instructor for the summer semester. For some of you I've had in class, so it's great to see you online, and some of you I have only had online, so we may not have had the opportunity to meet face to face. So I wanted to try something a little different for this summer. If it goes well, then I'm planning on making a video announcement each week to go along with our Blackboard announcement, just so that we can maintain some face-to-face contact. So really for this first week, I just wanted to give you an introduction to the course, show you how I have Blackboard set up for you, and just kind of give you some hints on how to be successful in this course. So if you see on the screen, this is our home page for this course. And so a few things I wanted to point out to you. The way that I have the menu on the left-hand side is divided into three parts. We have Getting Started, Course Content, and Course Tools. So within the Getting Started portion, there are the announcements, which that's what you're going to see when you first open up the course. And each week there will be a new announcement for you that lets you know what it is we're going to be discussing during the week, any assignments that are upcoming or due, as well as any additional information. The Start Here button has a lot of the college policies located in there, and the course information is where you're going to find the syllabus and the course schedule, the grading policy, things like that. Course content is probably where you're going to spend most of your time. Course content by weeks. Each week there's going to be a new folder in there for you. The way I have the course set up is that you're only going to see 1 week at a time. I didn't want you to have everything all at once simply because it can be a little overwhelming, as well as I'd like to guide you through it as we go. So when you click there today, you're only going to see week one, which is our introduction to literacy. Assignments is where I have all of the assignments that you're going to be completing located. However, when you click on there, there's not going to be anything in there yet. I know that a lot of you are go-getters and you want to get started as soon as possible, but I have structured the course so that the assignments are going to align with certain content that we're going over. So as soon as I've introduced an assignment to you, you're going to be able to go in the assignments link and find that assignment, as well as the link where you can submit it when you are ready for it to be graded. And then finally, discussions are where all of our discussion boards are going to be posted. Each week that there is a discussion board posting, you're going to find a link to that particular forum in that week's folder. But just in case you have trouble locating it, you can always go to the discussions link here in the menu. And then finally, our course tools. My grades, anytime during the semester, you can click on there and see how you're doing in the course. I try really hard to make sure that I have assignments graded within a week, because I know how important it is to you to keep on top of your own grades and see where you're at any point in the semester. So you can click on My Grades over here. Student services and course tools are going to also be some college links that are going to take you if you have some questions about accessibility services, how to send an email to someone in the course, and different topics like that. So I just kind of wanted to introduce you to Blackboard so you could see how I have it set up. Now, a few other things that I wanted to go over for this course, and many of them are going to be found on your syllabus, but I thought it would be helpful for you to know up front some of my policies so that you can be successful this semester. The first one is attendance, and of course with an online course we don't have face-to-face attendance, so logging onto Blackboard is the only way that I can see that you are participating in class. The weeks where we have discussion board postings, that's going to let me know that you are participating in class. And for the weeks that there isn't anything that you actually have to do on Blackboard, simply logging into Blackboard during that week will count as your attendance. Another thing that I wanted to make sure that you are aware of is my grading policy. And again, this is in the syllabus, but I think it's important for you to know up front what it is. For each assignment that I give you, there is a due date. But for every assignment, I always give one grace day. I understand that life happens. Sometimes your kids get sick, your car broke down, you had a doctor's appointment, and I completely get that. I have two kids of my own, so I know how crazy, especially our summer schedules, can be. However, after that grace day, no late assignments are going to be accepted. This is a 10-week course, so it's abbreviated. It's not nearly as long as our spring and fall semesters. And so, in order for us to keep going, I really need to implement this grading policy. You are always welcome to submit assignments ahead of time before the due date, but after the grace day, I can't accept any late assignments. You will also find that the way I structured the course is that rarely am I going to ask you to submit an assignment the same week that I assigned it. I try to give you a couple of weeks to work on the assignment so that you don't feel like you're in a time crunch. So I just wanted you to be aware of that grading policy up front. So as we really kind of delve into this course, just a few things that I wanted to make note of for this first week. The first is the textbook that you're supposed to have for this class, and it should look like this. It's by a different publisher, but it's the same book that we've been using the last couple of semesters. So just make sure that this is the textbook that you're working from, so that anytime I reference any pages for you, we're on the same page, literally. Um, for this week, you're really just looking at chapter 1, which is Introduction to Literacy. So, a few things just to keep in mind. One of them is that your final exam for this course is going to actually be a philosophy paper about what you believe about literacy. Chapter 1 gives you a very detailed definition of literacy, and it's much more than just reading and writing. So, my suggestion to you as you are reading the chapters and looking at the PowerPoints that go along with them is start making notes now of things that are really standing out to you, things that really kind of strike a chord with you, you really believe it, because it's going to be a lot easier to go back at the end and find those nuggets that you really were struck by and use those in your philosophy paper. So chapter 1 it just kind of eases you into this course. It's not a very long chapter. There is a PowerPoint that goes along with this chapter, just as there is for every chapter that you're going to read during this semester. So for now, I think that's it. I hope you have a great time getting started with this course. If you have any questions, the best way to contact me is through email. My email is mcharlton@tcc.edu. There is a place in the discussion board section for questions about content, and you are certainly welcome to post there, but I will tell you, especially for the summer, the best way to get a very quick response from me is just to send me an email directly. If it's something that I think everyone is going to want to know, then I can send out an email or an announcement to keep them updated as well. But other than that, have a great time reading chapter 1. I look forward to reading the 2 discussion board postings you have for this week. One is just introducing yourself to the rest of us. We have a fairly large class this time, so it's nice to kind of learn about each other so that we're using the same kind of community relationship that we would use in a face-to-face class. The second discussion board is simply an introduction to literacy, where you can use your own background experiences and the information from the book to answer it. Just a quick note about discussion boards. Most of the time, the policy is that you need to post your response and respond to at least 2 of your classmates. If it's something different than that, then I'll make an indicator on that week's announcement. But just so you know, the easiest way to get full credit for your discussion board postings is to post preferably by Wednesday so that everyone has a chance to read through and not feel like they have to cram in 2 responses by Sunday, and respond to 2 others by midnight on Sunday. I don't have any word requirements when it comes to your discussion board postings, but I do like to see something a little bit more substantive than great job or I really enjoyed your post. Really take this time, use this as the discussions that you would have in a classroom. So if someone posts something that really kind of speaks to you, you heartily agree with it, or maybe you don't agree with it, but instead of just one line, I would like a little bit more than that. That lets me know that you took the time to not only read their response, but reflect on it as well. And so for most of your discussion board postings, I will respond, but some of them you'll see that I responded just to a few people. But please rest assured that I read everything that you post, even if I don't respond to it. So please don't feel like you're doing this work and I'm not seeing what it is that you're posting. So I think that's it for week 1. I look forward to getting to know you, and I hope we have a great summer semester.